Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what the truth of your connection is. We're going to look into what lessons you are meant to learn from having met this person. And we're going to try to get as in-depth as possible with it. So I have 4 piles for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, Pile 2, Pile 3, and Pile 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi Pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what the truth of this connection is. And I already have oracle cards pulled to kind of see what is currently going on energetically between the two of you. I also have oracle cards here for later, which I will set to the side. And for what is currently going on between the two of you, Pile 1, we have the Eternal Child, number 6, Party Leader, and number 44, Liaison. Okay, so there's 2 different scenarios coming through here. I feel as though this connection could be in contact, or it may be kind of in separation at the moment. So this is going to resonate differently for everybody, but I feel as though currently what's happening between the two of you, if you are in contact, is a connection that is kind of surface level, or is kind of like skimming the idea of perhaps moving this connection further, or going deeper. But I sense that one of you is trying to find your voice in this, and in order to voice your needs when it comes to perhaps making this a more deep connection. But I feel like this is a connection that feels very joyful, very carefree, and definitely doesn't have, I don't think that there's been like a conversation about the future or long-term potential. It seems like this is more so a connection that feels good in the moment, and like perhaps it's a situationship. If this is a connection that is now in no contact, I would say what's currently going on between the two of you is that one of you has voiced your concerns or your needs and has kind of been silenced or overlooked in that regard. And I sense that that is where this separation is kind of coming from. And I sense that you and this person are on separate healing journeys at the moment, in which you are kind of trying to find your joy and your peace, and what makes you shine again. So there's 2 different things going on, but they're kind of similar but different. So if that is resonating for what is currently going on energetically between the two of you, let's go ahead and pull tarot and see what comes through for what the truth of this connection is. What is the truth of Pile 1's connection? What is the truth of their connection? Okay, so we have the 8 of Pentacles. What is the truth of this connection? What is the truth of this connection? Okay, so we have the 4 of Swords, the Hanged Man, we have the 3 of Cups. What is the truth of this connection? We have the 2 of Swords. Why is the 8 of Pentacles here? We have the 2 of Wands. Why is the Four of Swords here? Please clarify the Four of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. Why is the Hanged Man here? We have the Magician. And why is the Three of Cups here? We have the Eight of Cups. And why is the Two of Swords here? We have the Page of Cups. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Fool. Okay, so what is the truth of this connection? It feels like there are two different opportunities being presented in this connection. And I sense that one of the opportunities that is coming this connection's way is an opportunity to step into your power and for them to step into their power. And it seems like this connection is one in which it really can't be controlled. And I sense a need here to release the need to control a certain outcome. It seems as though at the moment this connection is kind of taking a standstill. We have the Four of Swords indicating pauses, and we have the Two of Swords indicating indecision, and these two cards are being clarified by cup cards. And the cup cards that are here are the Knight of Cups, which is emotional offers, and the Page of Cups, which is emotional offers. I get the feeling that this person is not necessarily mature enough to kind of be this magician, to recognize the power that they hold within themselves, or even the worthiness that they have within themselves. And I don't necessarily see them wanting to kind of evolve. I think that they're pretty comfortable in their comfort zone. And because of this, it seems like there's an opportunity being presented to you more so than to this person. And the opportunity is to kind of take back your power, or take back control of your own path. Take back the need to, or release the need to control other outcomes, and figure out what you can do with what's in front of you. I sense that there is the ability to stay in this connection if you guys are currently in contact with each other. There's the opportunity to remain in this connection, but it doesn't seem as though it's ever going to evolve into something deeper, at least in the near future. It seems like if this is something that you don't necessarily want with this Three of Cups here, if something casual is not necessarily what you want, there's a need or a calling within you to kind of be honest with yourself about that, or to at least explore why perhaps you don't necessarily want that with this person. There's a need to seek truth here and to walk away from things that aren't serving you or aren't in alignment with what it is that you truly desire. I sense that like this connection is actually, you know what, let's go ahead and get these oracles that I pulled. Well, I'm just going to pull this one because I remember what it said, and it's impatience. And the Eight of Pentacles is all about patience. And if you look at this particular card, this person is holding a clock, and there's clocks all around. And there's a calling here with the Two of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles that is saying that you can either be patient in this connection and understand that perhaps this connection will never come into alignment truly with what it is that you want, or you can walk away, but you cannot force this connection to happen the way in which you want. And forcing it would honestly cause more harm than anything else. But I'm gonna go ahead and set this here, And I'm gonna also pull some oracles from this deck and see what comes through. Okay, what is the truth of this connection? Okay, so we have Yang, we have Y, and we have happy, happy. Okay. And then on the back of the deck, we have unfinished symphony. So I think that this connection is something that feels really good when the two of you are together. We have happy, happy, and along with unfinished symphony, I feel as though there is more to this connection than perhaps what is being presented at this very moment. But with Yang here, as well as with the Fool, as well as with impatience, there is a call to action right now to perhaps step away from this if it is causing more hurt than it is happiness for the time being. But I think that this connection is meant to help you understand yourself more and also help you understand your own personal power. These cards here, including the impatience card, are representative of what this connection is meant to teach you, what you are meant to learn from this connection. So we have impatience. We also have number 22, look within. We have the killdeer, and the question being asked is, am I carrying myself with love? And the key word is strut. And we also have the white-tailed deer, and the question is, am I honoring my knowing? And the key word is trust. I think that first and foremost, this connection is meant to teach you to listen to yourself, to honor the guidance within yourself, to honor the little voice that kind of comes up when something isn't right, and to listen to that, to trust yourself in that regard. There might be resistance to accepting that perhaps right now the timing isn't right, but that doesn't mean that the timing will always be at odds. It means that right now there isn't anything you can do besides place respect and love on yourself and ask yourself whether or not this is serving you. Yeah. And I think that one of the biggest takeaways from this connection is practicing the art of surrender and practicing the ability to ground yourself and to not seek outside influence for kind of what brings about good feelings. And I know that can be difficult at times, but I think that this connection is one that is really challenging you to kind of pause the act of looking beyond yourself for validation or anything like that. It seems like at the moment this connection is meant to teach you how to be centered within yourself and not be dependent or reliant on the actions or the choices of another person. But let's go ahead and get you some advice cards. What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to their current connection? What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to their connection? We have trust. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. So again, there's this need or a calling to surrender and to trust rather than to try to manipulate or control a certain outcome. What advice is there? Okay, we have inspiration. There is a voice of inspiration within me. Right now, it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon, it will be a flawless speech voiced by James Earl Jones through a megaphone with lots of applause. This card in particular is giving me the same energy as what I was just saying about the little voice inside your head being your intuition. And I think that this is further confirming that it's important to listen to what our intuition is telling us rather than what it is that we want to kind of believe. And we have positive thinking. In the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want. And I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch. I'm a pretty badass mind gardener. This card in particular is giving me the message that your happiness is important and you're worthy of feeling good. You're deserving of feeling good, and to focus on the things that make you feel good. And of course, that doesn't mean avoid feeling your feelings by any means, but it does mean listening to what does feel good versus what doesn't, and try to water the things that make you feel good while accepting and releasing the things that make you feel not so good. But pile one, that's what I'm seeing for you guys today. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way more users will have the opportunity to come across my channel. And I hope that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi Pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what the truth of your connection is. And I have oracle cards here to help us figure out what is currently going on between the two of you, as well as oracle cards to indicate what it is that you are meant to learn from this connection. We'll pull tarot and more oracle cards as well when it comes to what the truth is. And of course, we will get advice. So the first card coming out is number 33, Retreat. We also have the Medallion and number 63, Cast Your Sacred Symbols. So what is currently going on between the two of you at this moment? It seems as though the two of you are taking a pause, putting a pause on this connection in some way, shape, or form. This could be taking a break, it could be slowing things down, and it seems as though there's a lot of respect that the both of you share for one another, and a lot of care and a lot of reverence that you share for one another. It seems as though this connection is something that's very precious, and even though this might be a difficult thing to kind of be in a period of inaction, it feels as though this is something that is being done with intention to try to perhaps repair this connection or keep this connection on the right track. It seems like this is something that is very special for the both of you, and so both of you are actively taking a breath or taking a moment to yourself in order to not cause any damage to the connection, not hurt one another, or not make any impulsive decisions that you may later regret. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing two people who care very deeply for one another, but who also realize that something at the moment is not working entirely for them, and they are actively in a place of pause to try to redirect this or salvage it in some way, shape, or form. So if that resonates, let's go ahead and pull tarot and see what comes through when it comes to what the truth of your connection is. What is the truth of pile 2's connection? What is the truth of pile 2's connection? Okay, so we have Judgment reversed, We also have the Queen of Swords reversed. What is the truth? Okay. We have the Six of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, why is Judgment reversed? We have the Page of Pentacles. Why is the Queen of Swords reversed? We have the Page of Wands. Why is the Six of Wands here? Okay, we have the King of Wands and we have Justice. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here, Spirit? We have the Empress. And why is the Knight of Pentacles here? What is the truth of this connection? Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? We have the Magician. Okay, and then on the back of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands reversed. Okay. So I feel as though there is an ending that's like trying to come around in this connection. There's a cycle that's trying to come to an end. And I see a lot of resistance to it. We have the Ten of Wands being reversed. This is indicating that both of you are having a really difficult time with letting go of this connection. And I also see it with Judgment here. I feel as though perhaps this connection is one that, like if this has been a long-term connection, I sense that it feels uncomfortable to kind of envision a life without this person. It just seems as though perhaps an ending of this magnitude is something that would be outside of both of your comfort zones, or something where it would feel really scary, or it would feel like riding a bike without training wheels for the first time. And because of this, I see that there is stubbornness when it comes to your own expansion. I sense that obviously, like with the cards that came out earlier, this is a connection that's very special to the both of you, and it's something that has really been portrayed as something that had the potential, or has the potential, to be very much a long-term connection. And I sense that there is an inkling or a feeling for either one or the both of you that perhaps there is more that needs to be explored outside of this connection. Like if the two of you are, and this is just like a specific random example, like if the two of you are very young and perhaps there's a calling to gain more life experience outside of this connection, not because this connection isn't of worth or important. It just seems as though there is a pulling or a call for the both of you to kind of explore other areas of your life currently, and it's too uncomfortable to kind of accept or admit to one another. But what I'm seeing here with the Six of Wands, the King of Swords, and Justice is that if the two of you were to listen to this calling, things would work out for both of you in your favor. I don't necessarily feel as though this connection, like if this connection were to be put on pause, I don't feel as though this would be like a forever and ever ending. It seems as though there is more to this connection. There's a future to this connection. It's just taking a different route, and there are there's patience and perseverance that needs to be kind of nurtured when it comes to going after one's goals outside of this connection, in order for this connection to be successful in the future. I sense that right now this connection may be holding the both of you back from realizing your truest selves, or from expanding on yourself. Like, I think that how do I want to say it? It just seems as though there's no more avenues of growth in this connection currently, is what I'm seeing. But let's grab some more oracles and see what else comes through. What is the truth of pile two's connection? What is the truth of pile two's connection? We have yin. We have, okay, so we have not for you, soulmates, and clean it up. And then on the back of the deck, we have message in a bottle. So, I mean, we have the soulmates card here, and this is telling me that this connection is something that, of course, there's a really strong attachment or a really strong emotion relating to the person that you're inquiring about. And it doesn't seem to me as though this connection is necessarily coming to an end permanently, but right now there's a different calling for the two of you, and this connection is not meant to be at this time. It seems as though this connection is blocking you from receiving other blessings and other opportunities from the universe. And if you were to release this connection, it would pave the way for this connection to come back full circle at a different time, when the two of you are ready. And I see it here too with message in a bottle. Like, I feel as though this connection is going to more than likely stand the test of time. It's just not, it just comes down to accepting divine timing and accepting your present calling. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. When it comes to what lessons you are meant to learn from this connection, we have the dikissel, and the keyword is warble, and the question that is being asked is, am I singing my song? We also have number 42, World of Dreams, and Bittersweet. This connection right now is trying to teach you that, I'm about to say something that I don't think necessarily you don't know already, but it's going to lead to more. But with this bittersweet card, it feels like this connection is encouraging you to acknowledge the fact that sometimes things come to an end, even though there was nothing innately wrong with them. It just was no longer its moment or its time. And it can be really difficult to let those kinds of things go, because it's truly just an act of self-love, to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, rather than an act of perhaps self-protection from protecting yourself from something that is harming you. It seems like this might be a connection that's different than others in your past, where perhaps in the past it's always been, when an ending has come, it's always been pretty obvious that there's more negative or more sadness, more hurt than there is positive or happiness or growth. And here it seems like there's nothing innately wrong. It's just not something that is being authentic to you. It's kind of holding you back from growing. And I think this connection is teaching you, or is meant to teach you, how to be brave in order to receive all that it is that you desire and more. And in this instance, being brave comes with making difficult decisions that don't provide instant gratification. But let's go ahead and get some advice cards before we close this reading out. What advice is there for pile 2 when it comes to their connection? What does pile 2 need to hear? What do their guides wish to share with pile 2 when it comes to their connection? We have sanctuary. Good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath or as big as a trip, or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath, or a normal sized trip to a tiny bubble bath, or maybe you tripped and fell in someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit, especially if a bath is involved. Take that how it resonates for you. I would say that this is encouragement to continue to take space for yourself for as long as you need. But obviously, everyone's sanctuary looks different. So it'd be interesting to see if people share what versions of their personal sanctuaries look like. Perhaps for us all to get new ideas. But feel free to comment if you feel so inclined. What advice is there for pile 2? We have gentleness. I speak with gentleness and I listen with gentleness. I align with the gentlest part of myself and I take joy in being receptive, open, and unafraid. I am like a baby deer who's best friends with a baby elephant. The baby elephant wraps its little trunk around my shoulders and we lie down gently on the grass, daydreaming and talking about what sorts of humans the clouds look like. I think that this card in particular, because there was so much indicating that there's like a lot of care and respect towards one another, I don't think that this card is actually trying to remind you to be kind and gentle toward this other person. I think that this is more so a reminder for you to remember that speaking your truth does not make you a bad person. I feel like this card is like encouraging you to release any guilt or blame you are placing on yourself, to be gentle to yourself, as well as to understand that whatever choice you choose to take when it comes to moving forward, as long as it is authentic to yourself and it's coming from a place of love, there is no need to resist being honest. And then we have, divine timing. This is exactly what I was talking about. It says, everything is timing, and timing is everything. Gladly, I release my concern over timing and let things happen when and as they will. I trust that the divine schedule makers know what they're doing. It can take a long time to reach divine middle management. All right, pile 2. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you guys today. Please comment in the comment section and let us know what's going on, how this resonated, if you have any words of advice or comfort for your fellow pile 2s. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. It will give others the opportunity to find my channel for the first time, and I will be forever grateful. Bye. Hi, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what the truth of this connection is. And the oracle cards that I have here are indicating what is currently going on between the two of you. You actually got quite a bit of those. And then these cards here are going to be indicating what it is that this connection is meant to teach you or show you. So we'll leave those for later. We'll also pull oracles or tarot to see what the truth is. We'll clarify with more oracles, and of course we will get advice. So when it comes to what is currently going on between the two of you, we have number 63 after completion. We have number 41, no one is yours but you. We have the ocean. We have the sword, and we also have number 11, good things. Okay, so this is a pretty clear message when it comes to what's going on between the two of you. I feel as though this connection has come to a close. This connection has come to an end, and I feel as though there's been at least some time between when this occurred for there to have been like an opportunity to process what has happened. But it seems to be an ending that is or was very, very painful. It feels very rejecting for at least one person here. And it feels as though I think that there's been a difficult time accepting this ending, because perhaps it came as a shock to one person, or because there were a lot of good things happening in this connection prior to this ending. And it just seems as though there's an overwhelm of emotion, as well as perhaps a feeling of not necessarily knowing what the truth is, I would say. I think for some of you, enough time has passed for there to be a perspective shift, and perhaps you are viewing this ending as something like some kind of blessing. However, I don't think that that's necessarily what's going on for the majority of you. I think that there's some reminiscing, some ruminating, and a very painful ending that is currently being processed. So if that resonates for you, let's go ahead and look into what the truth of this connection is. Okay, one more shuffle. What is the truth of pile 3's connection? What is the truth of pile 3's connection? Okay, so we have the 6 of Cups, the Ace of Wands. What is the truth of pile 3's connection? We have the Page of Wands. We have the Sun. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the Tower. Why is the 6 of Cups here? Why is the 6 of Cups here? We have the 10 of Pentacles. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Okay, this is way too many. We have the 6 of Swords and the Empress. Why is the Page of Wands here? We have the 10 of Wands. Why is the Sun here? We have Temperance. Why is the 7 of Pentacles here? We have the 4 of Swords, and then why is the Tower here? Why is the Tower here? We have the 7 of Wands, and then on the back of the deck we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so what is the truth of your connection, pile 3? There's a lot of intense cards here. It feels like the truth of this connection is that this connection was meant to propel you to profound changes. The Tower is such a destructive card, and the 7 of Wands can be very abrasive. It can be very combative, and I feel as though this connection seems to seems to be destructive in a lot of ways. And I'm kind of curious about that good things card that came up, because I feel as though there is an element of having rose-colored glasses on when it comes to the past. And I think that there probably was like a lot of really sweet, loving energy here. With the Six of Cups, this is all about, this is love to me. This is such a warm, loving, inviting, comforting energy, and it's very nostalgic. It can represent like past life kind of partnerships. It can represent soulmates. It can represent inner child healing. And we also have the Sun, which is also indicative of inner child healing. And I think that the truth of this connection is that I think there is like soul level evolutions going on that have been kind of triggered by this connection. And I can see why this would be a connection that would be difficult to let go of. With the Six of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, it seems as though this connection has the possibility to be a lifelong partnership, but there's been a lot of damage. And there is an immense amount of healing that needs to happen here. I think both individually and within this connection, if there ever is to be an opportunity for this to come back into union. But I think that this connection is here, or you came into this connection in order to learn how to let go of what is no longer serving you. And I would take it even a step farther and say perhaps let go of what harms you, or at least be curious about it. It seems like this connection is one that it seems like it's one of those connections where like in a year or 2 years you're gonna like stop dead in your tracks, and suddenly everything is going to make sense, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so incredibly thankful that things worked out the way that they did, because now I understand why I had to go through that. Now I understand the purpose. And I feel like this connection has been somewhat chaotic, but at the same time, it's leading you toward your peace, towards your own inner peace. And I think that comes from being propelled into healing. I also think with the Ace of Cups here that this connection may have been in your life to kind of open up your heart space, to remind you of how powerful love and connection can be with another person. It seems like the two of you knew each other like from perhaps a past life, and it seems like there was like an agreement of some kind and lessons to be learned here, definitely. But I think like the key factor in all of this is healing individually, and recognizing that this connection is stagnant and will probably remain stagnant for some time, because that's where it's meant to be at this current moment. And quite honestly, once this healing kind of begins, I'm not necessarily sure if this will be even something that you want. If this is something that you're still kind of contemplating, I think with time, that feeling or that curiosity is going to disappear. But let's grab some more oracles and see what else comes through. Another thing that's kind of coming through with this Ace of Wands, the Empress, and the Six of Swords is a recognition of your worth, an ability to walk away when respect is no longer being served. Let's see. What is the truth of pile 3's connection? We have why. Yeah, again, this why card is giving me the feeling of looking back in the future and suddenly understanding everything in a way in which is kind of difficult to wrap your head around currently. What is the truth of this connection? Yeah, we have TikTok, Treasure Island, and Peace. I think that this is a connection that's being divinely guided in the sense that this connection is meant to propel you towards finding your own inner treasures, finding your own sense of self-worth, your own sense of joy outside of a connection. And I think that this connection is meant to bring you peace that you have actively worked for, I guess. Like it feels like an intentional peace, not peace that comes like just randomly, but rather like you're choosing peace rather than the chaos of this connection. Yeah. And then on the back of the deck we have deep knowing. This to me is a calling to get to know yourself more. But let's see what these oracles say. These are indicative of what this connection is meant to teach you. And we have vanity, number 26, murder, self-worth, and we have Eastern Tiger, Swallowtail, and the keyword is emerge, and the question being asked is, what am I opening into? So these cards, I could see how somebody would like interpret them as something kind of harsh or negative, but I don't see them that way. It seems like with this murder card here, this connection is very intensely and rapidly calling you to address certain emotions or aspects or experiences that you have had in the past that perhaps you've avoided. It seems like there are certain patterns or patterns of thought or patterns of behavior or emotions that have not been released that are now needing to be released. And in doing this, there's going to be an opportunity to be reborn. I think that this connection is meant to teach you or show you that like it's never too late to start over or become who you've always known you were, to start showing up in a different way for yourself. And with vanity and self-worth here, the biggest takeaway that I'm getting is that this connection is teaching you to no longer look for validation from outside sources, but to find that within yourself first and foremost. I feel as though there's profound changes and transformations coming your way that seem as though they might be painful with the Tower and with murder and with all of the cards from the beginning, like the sword and the ocean. It feels like this is like definitely an emotional and kind of heavy moment that you are currently in, and my heart goes out to you. But there's definitely more to your story than this connection, is what I would say. But let's go ahead and get you some advice, see what comes through. What advice is there for pile 3 when it comes to their connection? We have strength. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six-pack. I think that this is your guide's way of extending some really strong and deep hugs to you right now. And this is their way of reminding you just how resilient and powerful you truly are. Let's keep going. What do their guides want them to hear? We have impermanence. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. And as I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. This is something that I find to be so comforting at times, is impermanence, and the fact that I can make changes at any given moment, and also life has ebbs and flows, and if I can just ride the wave, more good times are to come. And I think that this is just more encouragement from your guides. Impermanence when it comes to allowing yourself to change, allowing yourself to transform, as well as allowing yourself to be in this period of heaviness, all while knowing that it won't be for forever. One more, please. What advice is there for pile 3? What do their guides want them to know? We have sanctuary. This came out for pile 2 as well. And I asked everyone in pile 2 to share what their own personal sanctuary is. So I will ask you guys as well to comment if you have something to share. I'm really interested in knowing all the different ways people find sanctuary. But this says, good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath or as big as a trip. Or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath, or a normal-sized trip to a tiny bubble bath. Or maybe you tripped and fell in someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit, especially if a bath is involved. All right, pile 3, well, this is what I'm seeing for you. Please know that I am sending you so many hugs, and I'm wishing you nothing but the best. You are so deserving of everything that it is that you want and more. And I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hi, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what the truth of your connection is. And the oracle cards here are going to show us what is currently going on in your connection, just so you'll know whether or not this is actually your pile. These cards here are going to show us what it is that this connection is meant to teach you. I'll also pull tarot to see what the truth is, and we'll clarify with oracles, and we will get advice at the end. So to start, pile 4, we have number 23, splitting apart, number 34, pink bubble fairy, and we have gnosis. So what is currently going on in this connection? It seems as though both of you feel like this connection is really, really special, and you really want things to go your way. You're really excited for the future, but I think that there's also, because there is a specialness that both of you are feeling, there is also a recognition of a need to be, what's the word? Careful, perhaps? Like, there's definitely, it feels like the two of you are coming into this connection with a lot of intention on making this as wonderful and as joyful as possible. There is just this inner knowing that I think intuitively the both of you feel that is telling you that this connection is something very important. And with Pink Bubble Fairy here, I would say that both of you are manifesting one another, or manifesting futures together. Perhaps you're even talking about the future together. This seems like the two of you are on the same page and also see a lot of value in this connection, and because of that you want to go about things the right way. But if that resonates for you, let's go ahead and see what the truth is of this connection. Okay. What is the truth of pile 4's connection? Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the Devil. We have the Wheel of Fortune. What is the truth of pile 4's connection? We have the Chariot. Why is the 9 of Swords here? Okay, we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. And we have, hold up now. Okay, I got confused. So this is the 4 of Pentacles. Understood. These darn Roman numerals. Okay, so the 9 of Pentacles reversed, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. Why is the 4 of Cups here? We have the Queen of Cups. Why is the Devil here? We have the 2 of Cups. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? We have the Ace of Pentacles. And why is the Chariot here? We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, and then on the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. So what is the truth of this connection? First and foremost, with this 9 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles reversed, and the 4 of Pentacles, it seems like both of you are really in your headspace about this connection when you don't necessarily need to be. I think that it's interesting that in this particular 9 of Swords card, we have this like devil kind of standing and hovering over this person who's closing their eyes, and like it almost seems as though they're like experiencing like sleep paralysis. It seems like they don't want to look, they're afraid, but they can't move. And I get the feeling with this Devil card here that this is an extension of this 9 of Swords, simply because of the Devil here in this image as well. And this is telling me that the two of you are very much in your, how do I want to say this? It feels like both of you acknowledge that there is love here. There is like perhaps you found your life partner, you found your soulmate, you found your twin flame, however it resonates for you. It feels like you are very much aware of how special and important you are to one another. But with that, you're allowing, it seems like the both of you are allowing your fears to kind of outweigh the positives. Like, it's like there's so much anxiety here that the two of you are living in a it seems like the two of you are living more so in your what ifs rather than in your what is, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like because this is so special, there's fear that it could be lost, and so there's like a reservedness here that seems really unnecessary. And it feels like these cards are really encouraging the both of you to be more open and more trusting of, first and foremost, yourself and your own judgment, because I feel like for some of you, you may even be not very trusting of your own judgment when it comes to this 2 of Cups. Like, perhaps deep down inside, intuitively, you know that there's something special, but then there's this overwhelming concern that perhaps you're reading too much into it, And it doesn't seem like that's the case. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles, it seems as though this connection is meant to be, and it's meant to be in a way that is long term. It seems as though there are a lot of opportunities coming your way with this person, and there really isn't a need to be fearful. And if anything, with this Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, there's this element of, if you're focusing on your worries, you may not even notice when these opportunities are coming your way. And there's like a need here to kind of trust in your intuition and then not let your emotional mind kind of overtake that intuition. I know at times some people can use their, they get confused with their intuition because their intuition is telling them one thing, but it's not what they want to hear. Whereas in this case, it feels like your intuition is telling you something that you want to hear, and your fears are overriding that rather than the other way around. When really this connection seems to have like a bright future ahead. And there's a lot of love and a lot of spiritualness, like a lot of evolution to this connection coming your way. But let's see what else comes through. That was a horrible shuffle. What is the truth of this connection? We have new life. We have serendipity. We also have to the sea. And on the back of the deck, we have come to the edge. So what this is telling me is that first and foremost, if there are any fears regarding this connection due to a past connection with somebody else, this new life card is indicating that history is not going to be repeating itself. It also feels with serendipity and new life as though this connection is kind of written in the stars, like it's meant to be. Everything is falling into place as it should, and this is a time for you to allow yourself to be really happy. With to the sea here, I think that this is indicative of a connection, especially with come to the edge as well. This is indicative of a connection that requires more vulnerability than perhaps either one of you is used to. But yeah, and let's go ahead and get you guys your oracles. These are indicative of what this connection is meant to teach you. And for that, we have facade, release, number 13, hope, the bald eagle. The key word is soar, and the question at hand is, am I ready to be seen? And we have recovery. So what is this connection meant to teach you? This connection is here to teach you to kind of trust in life, trust in the good things that life has to offer, to allow yourself to have hope, to have excitement and joy. I feel like there's a lot of fear here that needs to be released. And this connection is meant to help you realize your most authentic self, or to help you show that to the rest of the world in perhaps a way that is very vulnerable, and in a way that you haven't necessarily ever experienced before. But this connection seems to be something that is meant to teach you how to accept life's blessings when they're right in front of you. Yeah, it's very sweet. Let's go ahead and get some advice. What advice is there for pile 4 when it comes to their connection. We have love. Yes. Love is a many splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a three-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about the chills I get while singing along to Name of Song? You know the one. What advice is there for, oh my gosh, this came out for pile 2, pile 3, and now you. And for every pile, I asked them to share what their own personal sanctuary is. So I will ask you as well. I'm curious to read all the different ways people find sanctuary, but it says, good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath, or as big as a trip, or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath, or a normal sized trip to a tiny bubble bath, or maybe you tripped and fell in someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit, especially if a bath is involved. One more, please. What advice is there for pile 4 when it comes to their connection? We have beauty. I'm beautiful even when I don't think it. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't even care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. So I think that these two, the love card and the beauty card, are encouraging you to really embrace the beautiful, loving connection that you are currently in, and allow it to be, allow it to come into your life and wrap itself around you. But that is what I'm seeing, and obviously if you have a different interpretation of these cards, you should trust that first and foremost. But thank you so much, pile 4, for watching. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. It helps give others the opportunity to come across my channel for the first time, and I would appreciate you for forever. I hope that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!